After breaking through the heavenly ceiling stage, comes the divine demon realm. At this stage, martial artists gradually return to their origins, awakening the divine or demonic power in their blood. By the second tier, they can manifest the colossal true form of their divine or demonic lineage. You've long stood at the peak of the divine demon second tier, only half a step away from becoming a supreme grandmaster. Naturally, I cannot defeat you, so please allow me to strike first. Granted. My martial arts draw upon the Yangwei meridian to ignite the true flame, recreating the divine image of the ancient fire deity Jerome. Flame rise. In Bailey's outer palace. What's going on? The aura of the Chongli furnace is in disarray, could it be? It's Lord Bailey, he's begun extracting the true flame of Yangwei that he's been storing in the furnace for decades. That's Teacher's Yangwei detonation turning into Chongli. Teacher has already resolved to die. The skies change color, and even from the mortal realm, you can feel the majesty that devours heaven and earth. And yet, even that isn't enough to defeat my teacher. A grandmaster who bears the fate of a nation, and dares to defy the heavens, how pitiful indeed. I've been collecting the true Yangwei flame inside the Chongli furnace for 33 years. So long as the true flame endures, my divine image cannot be extinguished. Come to think of it, we've known each other for nearly 60 years. Back when we were still fledgling heavenly seals, we even traveled the lands together, and yet I've never once seen your true face, Jiwoody. I wonder, will this ruined old body last long enough to see it? You're still just as foolish as back then. This is my first time witnessing something like this. It's as if the clouds above all of Han have turned into a sea of flame, with a soft azure glow cutting through it. A sea of fire surges with the intent to incinerate all, and yet no matter how wildly it rages, it cannot shake that flickering blue light. This is a battle between grandmasters, even the heavens tremble at their presence. That's the Han Grandmaster, Bailey Yen. The only one he could be facing is the headmaster of Lui. The sea of flame forged from Yangwei's fire in the heavens is slowly dissipating. Bailey Yen is going to lose. Just watching from this far away makes me tremble uncontrollably. Me too. Even Dad and Yuanhua look calm, but their hands behind their backs are shaking. In Bailey's outer palace. So in the end, fate cannot be defied? Lord Bailey. Your unwavering loyalty to Han, your devotion to the royal house, it's something I deeply admire. But alas, our paths were never the same. In Lui's academy. Why is the sky turning red? Farewell to Grandmaster, may he find peace. After you ascended to the Divine Demon's second tier, no one could match you, and anyone who witnessed your true form did not live to speak of it. Yet I never expected that the symbol of the Zhou royal line, used to assert authority over the world, would be the ancestral totem of the Yinshang dynasty. The dark bird of destiny, from which the Shang was born. To be a Grand Master defending a nation is a life of bitter duty, serving the realm, serving the people. With no trace of personal freedom, but I have no regrets, to have witnessed the pinnacle of martial arts in this age. And to have finally seen your face, Jiwoody. Just as I suspected. Your martial path and your face alike are unmatched under heaven. With your death, there are no more martial artists in this world who stand on equal ground with me. And so, I reveal my true face to see you off. Xianqing, you're still only in the Earth Seal stage, standing within the aura of the headmaster. It's natural to feel reverence from deep within. I suddenly remembered, when Aunt first began training in martial arts, she thought her given name was too delicate, so she changed it to Wudi, Invincible, taken from Xunzi's discourses on governance. The Son of Heaven holds the supreme position, undefeated under heaven. And then, she really did become undefeated under heaven. The assassination attempt on the Qing envoy shocked the entire world. At the same time, the truth behind the Ba people's involvement, being part of a conspiracy by the Han royal court, was revealed to all. Upon receiving the news, Qin immediately dispatched troops to invade Han, only to be intercepted at the border by Ji Wei. The Zhou court, along with the Qin and Chu armies, all mobilized to Han's borders, Ji Wei, acting under the Zhou's name, mediated the conflict and invited Qin, Chu, and Han to a trilateral negotiation. Qin sent envoy Miao Han, Chu sent envoy Wei Ju, and Han sent Xinqiu. Xinqiu made it clear that everything was the work of Grandmaster Bailey Yan acting on his own. Now that Bailey Yan had confessed and been executed, he, on behalf of the Han King, would cede 5 cities to Zhou and 3 to Qin and Chu each as an apology. Although the 3 cities offered to Qin were impoverished and far from Qin territory, effectively enclaves, Miao Han had complaints, but with Zhou's official mediation and for the sake of the greater good, he raised no objections. Shin Marquis turned the tide and saved Han from destruction. He then withdrew from politics to take responsibility for ceding land. This act won the regret of Han's nobles and stirred dissatisfaction toward the Han King. Although Shangli was reluctant to part ways, old Master Shang did not stay long and returned to Xianyang. Thus, the chaos sparked by Han finally came to an end. Even the academy seemed to have returned to peace. I thought the calm and stable daily life had returned, but I never expected. Half a month later, in the Tongren Hall of Louis Academy, I, Xinjin, humbly request an audience with Dr. Shiyuan of Tongren Hall. Xinjin only seeks to meet with Dr. Shiyuan and has no ulterior motives. Teacher, young Master Shin has been waiting outside for quite a while. Are you sure you don't want to see him? If not, I can go tell him to leave. I won't see him, but don't drive him away either. Let the kid leave on his own once he's tired of waiting. Brother Shin? Why are you here? Teacher, I've returned. Oh, and let me introduce, this is a good friend I met in Xinjiang. Xinjin greets Dr. Shiyuan. Brother Shin, why are you suddenly kneeling? Today I've come to apologize. Please accept my formal bow, Dr. Shiyuan. I thought this kid would be less trouble than you. Teacher, you never said anything about driving him away just now. I heard that Dr. Shiyuan's Tongren Hall suffered some damage. My father specially ordered me to offer some items to help fill the empty space. These aren't ordinary furnishings, each one's an antique worth a fortune. By the way, I've heard that young Master Ji Qing possesses the 9 Li talent, and 9 Li talent cultivators can use 9 Li stones to help break through Earth's seal barriers. Our Shin clan truly wishes to make amends. But we don't have any 9 Li stones, however. It's rumored that one of the tribes beyond the northern border of the Xiongnu may possess 9 Li relics. It's unclear whether it's the actual 9 Li stones. Really? It's just a rumor, but the intelligence I've gathered makes it fairly credible. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought it up casually. The gifts have been delivered. I still need to apologize to others involved in this incident. I take my leave. The Xiongnu beyond the border may have 9 Li stones, hee. Don't get too excited just yet. The tribes in the northern wilderness are countless, easily over 100. They're nomadic and many of them hate Huaxia. Finding 9 Li stones won't be that simple. This young Master Shin, in order to restore Han's reputation in the academy, went around sincerely apologizing to every student and teacher caught up in the incident. Senior Sister Zhao received an ancient arithmetic manual she had longed for. Although Shangli and Dr. Lu Sui didn't accept the generous gifts, they did accept his apology. After several days of sincere apologies, voices against Han's students in the academy mostly disappeared. Brother Shin, are you leaving already? Can't you stay a few more days? It's been so long since we drank together until dawn. The academy is great, you're learning and growing here, that's good, but sadly, it's not for me. Then there's no helping it. Well then, when I've mastered my studies and returned to Xinjiang, no, you're nothing but a dull colt, best you never return to Han. Huh. Han Ling, come back. Han Ling, what's wrong? Did that Shin guide bully you? Zhongchen, can you walk with me for a bit? Han's grandmaster has fallen, and land has been ceded, though students from other nations in the academy haven't acted out against Han students. Many have chosen to leave and return to Han. I want to go back too, but I know I'm useless right now. I need to keep studying in the academy, so I wanted to make a promise with Xinjin. Xinjin and I grew up together. I really thought of him as a good brother. I thought he'd welcome me back. Zhongchen, Do you think someone like me, with the talent of horse, really has no chance of restoring Han? Rebuilding a nation isn't a one-man job. It takes everyone working together. Every person's strength matters, no matter how small. Think of it this way: a nation is like a finely tuned mechanism. Everyone has their specialty and plays a role. That's what makes it a proper machine. Would you say a tiny gear inside a mechanical puppet is useless? Even the simplest nail has its function. Zhongchen, your analogy is weird, but I kind of get what you mean. That's right, I'm a Han King, even if I have horse bloodline. So what, if I'd become a great alchemist, I can still contribute to Han's restoration. I just said I'd become a master alchemist, but now some weird change is happening. Could it be the heavens acknowledging my vow? No, look, in the middle of the lake, it's Dr. Xiyuan. Why does teacher look like he's in so much pain? How should I know? We can't just leave him like that. Let's find a way to stop him. You two want to die? Dr. Lu? Dr. R. Lu, what's wrong with my teacher? Is there any medicine to cure him? Tell me, I'll find a way to refine it. That guy was wounded in the skull by Qing, by someone, 20 years ago. Though he survived, his cultivation has forever stalled. The wound can't be cured. Every now and then it flares up. It's unbearable. He can only suppress it by submerging in the waters of Lake Xianxian. But that method's getting less effective. I don't know how much longer he can last. So Dr. Lu doesn't actually dislike my teacher. She's been secretly watching over him at night to guard against accidents. Teacher's wound is this serious. No medicine works? No, there's another way, the wine of undying, the second ability of the Xiaohao bone. It can reverse death at the level of causality. The bone only has one tooth right now, but if a second grows, it might unlock that power. Even if not the second, surely the third will. But how can I make it grow? I've already leached so much yin energy from the Taoshu Pavilion, and still no response from the second altar. Back when I absorbed the Ninely Stone, the second altar clearly started showing signs of repair. Could it be that to grow the next bone tooth, I need not just grave goods yin energy, but Ninely Stones, or perhaps the Ninely martial arts inscribed on them? That must be it. The Xiaohao bone is a creation of the Ninely. Of course, that's the key. Looks like the fastest way to grow another bone tooth is to find more Ninely stones. Screw it, I'm heading north to the Xiongnu tribes. If I can't fight them, I'll outwit them. Beyond the northern border. Careful, there's the scent of blood ahead. People of the steppe never fear battle. It's a Qing frontier patrol, and the one being chased seems to also be Qing. What a warrior! Since fate has brought him before me, it must be the spirits of the ancestors keeping him alive. I'll save him and take him back. I happen to need a new strong slave. Eldest young master of the Ling clan of Qing. Although I was anxious, I still had to make some preparations before heading out to the borderlands. The Academy's archive pavilion had quite a few records of the Rong and Di tribes' languages and customs. At least I could learn some taboos and basic phrases for emergencies. Humph? So Quan Rong is just a general term for the tribes beyond the frontier. In reality, they are divided by surnames and bloodlines into nearly 100 clans, with even some minor lineages descending from the Yinshang remnants. In that case, maybe I can infiltrate a certain clan first, and then. And then what? Obviously, gather intel on the Ninely stones. Shanli? De Huang, what dangerous thing are you plotting again? If no one had told me, you would have kept it hidden forever, wouldn't you? Seriously, someone snitched? Who was it? If I find out, I'll spank their butt until it blossoms. In the end, I couldn't hold out under Shang Li's questioning and told her everything in detail. So that's it, there might be Ninely relics among the border tribes, then it's worth a trip. Hey, young miss, this isn't some leisure sightseeing trip, you know. What language was that? What did it mean? Since I couldn't train in martial arts when I was little, I picked up a lot of random stuff. That was Quan Rong language. I also know a bit of Chang and Di speech, if you can't even understand that. How are you going to pass as one of the borderland tribes? But Dr. Lu Sui might not let you leave the mountain. I'll persuade teacher properly. Just like last time, we'll meet at the mountain gate and depart together. You better make sure she agrees. I don't want the Tongren Hall smashed again. Oh right, what I said earlier meant, De Huang, sit still like a good boy. The next day, after bidding farewell to teacher, I set out. While I'm away, I asked Han Ling to take care of teacher, but in the future, if there's something less dangerous, I should take Han Ling along more often. Go on, Zhongchen, I have my little pill furnace to keep me company. Zhongchen number 2. Shan Li also managed to persuade Dr. Lu Sui. I still don't know how she pulled that off. I knew it, you pig-headed from Tongren Hall are always tricking us girls from Mingi Hall. Young Miss ditched me again. Originally, I only planned to hire a carriage and make my own way beyond the borders, but somehow Wei Dan found out and enthusiastically insisted on being our guide. Do you really know the route past the frontier? Of course, my household does business with several clans out there. You think I wouldn't know? And so, under Wei Dan's guidance, we traveled through Wei, past the Wei Great Wall, then through Qing territory and finally beyond the frontier. Once we arrived, we changed clothes to disguise ourselves as Yinshang descendants from the outer tribes. So this is the borderland, huh? The Huanghe River rises amidst white clouds, a lone fortress in a 1,000-foot mountain. Why blame the reed pike for grieving the willows, when the spring wind never reaches Yumenguan? Yumenguan? What kind of place is that? I've never heard of a checkpoint by that name. Yumenguan was set up during Emperor Wu of Han's western expansion. Doesn't exist in this world, of course. Few finally changed clothes. De Huang, take a look. Do I look convincing? Impressive. Whoa, how come Shanli looks even more dashing than us in male attire, just a bit short? How does that saying go? Thinking of the gentleman, gentle and warm like jade. Keep praising this gentleman some more. Under the guidance of seasoned borderland pro Wei Dan, we first visited a D-tribe settlement. This D-clan was heavily influenced by the Central Plains, though they still kept some nomadic traditions. Signs of agricultural civilization had started showing, and they even spoke Central Plains dialect. Dan, long time no see. Uncle Ran, how have you been lately? Wei Dan used to represent his family in business with them, so this tribe welcomed us warmly. What you mentioned in the letter, was it true? Of course it's true. What's Wei Dan asking about? No idea, but probably the reason he forwarded you out here beyond the border. The next day, with directions from Uncle Ran of the D tribe, Wei Dan's acquaintance, we set off again. Along the way, the grass was lush, and we saw temporary nomadic camps from various small tribes scattered across the land. The further we traveled, the livelier it became. Clearly, many tribes had gathered together in this area. So lively. Could there be some kind of festival? This is the pasture land of the mighty Xianling D tribe among the Qianrong. This year, they're hosting the grandest event on the steppe, the White Wolf Festival. And this time, the White Wolf Festival will also include a martial contest to choose a husband for the steppe's brightest gem, Xianling Dongluo. Any warrior of suitable age can participate. So that's why you insisted on coming to the frontier, for a bride competition? Just how beautiful is this Xianling Dongluo? You've seen her? Who said I'm here to become someone's husband? This time, Xianling tribe is offering their heirloom training artifact. Anyone who places in the top 5 gets one. That 9-li relic you mentioned might be it. Even if it's not, it'll still help with cultivation. I see. Rong language. They migrated to Sanwei, dwelled by Tsiji, reached the river's head, and spread across 1,000 miles of land. Wei returned with the sacred blade. The White Wolf is honored, the ancestral spirit blesses. For this year's White Wolf Festival, the Xianling tribe will choose a husband for their brightest jewel. Dongluo, brave warriors, demonstrate your skill and strength. The top 5 shall ascend the altar to commune with the sacred soil of the ancestors. That's the sacred blood soil of the ancestors. Legend says the Xianling tribe's great hero awakened the power of Kuiwei through that soil. Xiaohao Bone is reacting, judging from everyone's reaction. This stuff clearly isn't ordinary. Could I really have struck gold, and the item in the box is a 9-li relic? That man says participants must show their martial prowess to be selected among the top 5. I know how their contests work, simple stuff. archery on horseback and wrestling. If you excel in either, you should make the cut. According to tradition, the 5 chosen warriors will travel north, beyond Heaven Lake, to a valley, where they will determine who among them is the strongest and shall become Dongluo's husband. We're going to that valley? Then I'm out. What's wrong with these guys? Why do they all look so spooked? The shaman said the 5 warriors must go to a valley up north to determine the final victor. Judging from their faces, that valley must be some dangerous place. Probably a forbidden land in their tribal lore. They think anyone who enters will be cursed or something, but we nobles from the Central Plains aren't afraid of barbarian superstitions. The more they're scared off, the fewer rivals we'll have. The treasure of our Xianling tribe, the steppes jewel, Xianling Dongluo, will personally witness your valor. Such beauty in a Xianling woman. Even if not for the sacred soil, I'd still fight for her. She's even more beautiful than the rumors said. No wonder these Qianrong men are going all out. Anyway, all I need is to make it into the top 5 and get that sacred blood soil. Anyone wanting to compete must report their tribe and name. I can speak the language, so I'll pretend to be from Uncle Rant's tribe. I'll claim to be from the Yinshang remnants. Shamli taught me some wrong phrases. I can get by with the basics. You too, where do you think you're going without me? Shangli, this is a husband-picking contest. It's for men. You don't need to join, okay? Though I, Shangli, am a descendant of the Yinshang, my family has lived in the frontier for generations. We are West Rome people. Why shouldn't I be allowed to join the contest for a husband? In the end, Shangli and I posed as Yinshang descendants, and Wei Dan disguised himself as someone from the D tribe. Together, we signed up for the marriage contest. The first trial was horseback archery. Each contestant was given 3 arrows and had to hunt within a designated range. The round would end when the drums were struck, and the results would be ranked based on the prey hunted. Most people targeted cattle, horses, or sheep. However, the animals in the hunting grounds were clearly unusual, tough-skinned and thick-fleshed. Without using qi and blood to strengthen the arrows, it was impossible to pierce them. Some overly eager young men broke an arrow on the first shot, putting themselves at a clear disadvantage right from the start. But I was even worse off, because I had never learned horseback archery at all. They said either archery or wrestling would be enough to make it into the top 5, but if I can't even bag one prey, I'll definitely be eliminated. Sorry for not knowing how to ride and shoot, really. Try again. If time's up and you still haven't caught anything, I might lend you one of mine. De Huang, your friend seems like the kind of person who never lets anyone off with her words. Yeah. By the way, why haven't you shot any prey yet? Could it be you're one of those melee archer hybrids and not great at riding? What are you talking about? Under my teacher's training, my archery skills are top-notch. I just can't be bothered with these small fries. If I'm going to hunt, it's gotta be something that truly counts. Dongluo, some contestants have returned. These are their kills. It took 3 arrows to down just one beast. Too weak. Is there no warrior who can impress me? Judging by the time, the child of heaven should be lured out by now, right? Finally got a kill. At least I'm not going home empty-handed. De Huang, you're seriously turning in a rabbit as your prey? Hey, young miss, is this really the time to worry about that? Have you even decided what kind of prey to hunt? I haven't thought it through yet, but it should be something impressive. Right. Run, the child of heaven is enraged. Why are those people running in a panic? Is there some fierce beast chasing them? But I don't see anything behind them. Wait a second, could it be? De Huang, look up at the sky. That's golden-feathered giant eagles? And 3 of them at that. The child of heaven has finally been drawn out by the blood in the hunting grounds. A true warrior should be able to bring back prey from their talons. Hey, wanna give it a try? I'll grant you the honor. The weak should obediently become stepping stones for the strong. White wolf spirit, am I going to die here? I'm already at the 4th level of Earth Seal. The cauldron body I've condensed is considered peak Earth Seal. How is this giant bird so strong? Still, don't think just because you can fly that I can't deal with you. Whip arm. Someone's actually going barehanded against the child of heaven? Looks like I won't need to step in and save him after all. With such a strong physique, he could produce the most robust offspring with me. Don't you agree? Rome language. Warrior. Is he talking to me? I barely understand him. Rome language. That prey is mine. Yours no good, move it. Humph, that meant. Run, don't worry about me, I can hold them off, right? I think I got the pronunciation right. Rome language. Beep it, I've been humiliated, I could just die from the shame. Rome language. Crawl away now. Seems like he understood, and even got emotional. Guess I'm a natural at languages. I've officially started learning Rome language. Here they come again. Still three at once, their sense of vengeance is too intense. Rome language. De Huang, leave it to me. Rome language. I've chosen you as my prey. Golden Crow 9 arrows, Falling Sun Judgment Arrow. Rome language. I can't match my teacher's 9 shadow 9 turn technique, but I can at least manage 3 shadows and 3 turns. Rome language. 1 arrow, 3 eagles. I've never seen archery like this before, although the last one impressed me quite a bit. This divine archer stirs my heart even more, though his build is on the smaller side, his face. As we central planers say, he's beautiful like a deity.